Hey there, Chuck Grimmett here. Have you ever copied and pasted something from Google Docs onto your blog and noticed that the formatting is super wacky? It's not at all what it looks like on Google Docs. A lot of extra spacings. The spacing just doesn't make sense, and you want to clean that up. Well, I'm going to show you how to quickly strip all that extra formatting out that Google Docs puts in with a free text editor called Atom. And the like I mentioned, the reason that this extra form or this stuff looks strange in your blog is that Google Docs adds in a bunch of extra HTML and stuff. So here in WordPress or in whatever your blog editor is, flip over to the tab that has HTML. In WordPress, it's this text tab. You'll see almost right away that the issue is that there's a bunch of these extra H2 tags in here, which is throwing the formatting off. And additionally, there's a bunch of these extra span style font weight 400 tags that the Google Docs editor has put in that we don't need here in WordPress or whatever blog you're working on, because the text should just automatically go to the default text settings that you have. We don't want to override it with a bunch of extra HTML. And it's a pain to go through these one by one to strip that out. So I'm going to show you how to use a free text editor called Atom to strip all this out. Now, Atom is a free open source text editor available cross-platform. You can get it at atom.io. And I already have it downloaded and installed here. If you're on a Mac, you'll see that it has download for Mac button. If you're on Windows or another platform, you'll see the links for other platforms you can download directly. So go ahead and install it and then come back. I already have it installed here, so I'm going to flip over to my WordPress tab again. And the first thing I need to do is copy this HTML out of here. And then I'm going to launch Atom. I already have it up and running with a new window. So I'm going to paste what I copied and pasted from WordPress into here. And then I'm going to hit Command F, or you can go up to Find and toggle to Find. Will launch this Find area down at the bottom. And the most important thing I need to do here is click this button that says Use Regex, those regular expressions. So this is going to help us find certain sets of tags and get rid of them without getting rid of everything else that we actually want. So the first thing I want to get rid of are these whole sets of span style equals font weight 400. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to paste it into this find. You see that it automatically highlights all that it finds, which is awesome. And we also want this end span tag. Now, when I paste this in, you notice that pretty much nothing gets highlighted anymore. That's because there's no instances of just this string here. What I need to do is write a quick regular expression that says ignore everything in the middle until you hit the next font or the next end span tag. And you don't need to know this by heart. I'll put a cheat sheet for regular expressions in the description here. I'll also put a link to the atom.io text editor. But you can just follow along here, and I think it's easy enough that you can figure out what to do for stripping out other tags as well with regular expressions. So the first thing I need is a set of parentheses. This is called a grouping, regular expressions. And then inside that grouping, I'm going to say, okay, what am I looking for? I'm looking for a set of characters. And in this case, it could be anything. It could be letters, numbers, symbols, whatever. The thing is that I want to ignore pretty much everything until the next end span. So in regular expressions, there's a period, which says any character, and an asterisk, which says, okay, repeat, looking for that any character until you hit the end of this grouping, which is the end span. So once I type that in here, you'll see that we have a bunch of new highlighted stuff here on the screen. That is excellent. Now we want to say, okay, the reason that we use the grouping is so that we could paste the grouping in instead of that whole string with span, style, equals font weight, whatever. So in regular expressions, you do the $1. And that's saying use the first instance of the grouping that I have. If we had 6 groupings, you do $1, $2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can even say have a grouping 1, grouping 2, and reverse the way that they line up based on what you find. Regular expressions is super powerful. Like I said, I put a cheat sheet in there, but this is a super basic example, and I think it will cover most of your use cases here. So we have this. It highlighted what we're looking for. I'm going to hit replace all. Boom. Now all those crazy span styles are gone, and now we just have the titles where we wanted them. Excellent. So the next thing we want to do, get rid of all these H2s. We don't want any of that. So I'm going to paste these the H2 tags in here that I found. Now, I don't want to get rid of any H2s that have stuff in the middle. I just want to get rid of H2s that don't have anything in the middle, because those are what are screwing up our formatting. And I don't need to replace it with anything. I want to replace it with just a blank spot. So I'm going to hit replace all. Now they're all gone. That is excellent. The last thing that I want to get rid of going through here is in the list items, bunch of these extra style font weight 400s. Now paste it in here. I see that I actually might have almost made an error here. If I hit replace now, it's going to, I'll do it. You see that it gets rid of the style equals font weight 400, but it leaves an extra space, which isn't really good HTML formatting. So I'm going to undo that, and I'm going to put a space at the beginning here, and that selects the space at the beginning as well. Now I'm going to replace all. Excellent. Now we don't have any of those issues. So the last thing that I want to do is if there's a bunch of these NBSPs, non-breaking spaces, with a extra line above them. In this case, there's only one, but I've hit documents where there are literally hundreds. We don't need those. So I'm going to paste that in here. And then I'm going, well, it says there are no results. So what we're going to want to do is look for /n. /n in regular expressions says look for a new line, then whatever you're looking for. So now this turned green. It found exactly what we were looking for. Excellent. Now I'm going to hit replace all. The other thing is that you could also have that stuff run together and it will still work just fine. Now I'm going to hit replace all, get rid of that extra space that I wanted. In fact, but there were actually even another extra space there below it. So I'm just going to manually get rid of that one. But let's say that we wanted to get rid of another new line after that. You hit another \n. Now replace all. Boom. This is exactly what we want. So I'm going to copy this. I'm going to flip back over to WordPress. I'm going to paste it in to where the HTML was. Flip over to the visual tab, and you'll see that this looks much better. This looks so much closer to what it was like in Google Docs. There's no bunch of dirty extra spaces in here, and we are ready to hit publish. So that is a quick and easy way to strip out extra formatting on your blog when you copy and paste it from Google Docs using a free text editor called Atom. And check down in the description area for links to the free text editor Atom and to a cheat sheet for using regular expressions.